Alright, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks, wherever you are. This is Shreds back with another gameplay for Warhammer 40k Space Marines. That's how I say it, you know. It's a little dramatic flair. This is episode 2, continuing where we left off from the first one. If you watched the first one, congrats to you. If not, go check it out. It's a good one. Gives a little introduction to the channel, what's going on, just a little recap for those of you who don't want to go watch the first one. My name is Shreds. I'll be bringing you these gameplays as part of this channel to do just that, bring out gameplays, whether it be single player, which is, I believe, the main focus for a lot of the upcoming games. It is coming on that holiday season where we get a lot of things. A lot of exciting things, a lot of explosions, you know, a lot of stuff like that. So I'll be bringing you those as we can, as best I can. Moving on, you may have noticed the little bit of a strange name for the site and wonder what's going on there. I decided to name my little production company studio run out of my studio apartment Top Knot Productions. I'm going to start with this YouTube channel and see how we do there, and then maybe expand out from there. I'm sure the question is, why Top Knot Productions? Well, that goes back to a buddy of mine. He and I both are men with longer hair. So we decided one night after, well, several drinks, to make it a thing to always put our hair in top knots. So I just kind of decided to make this channel as an homage, channel and production company as an homage to those times. So shout outs to anyone with a top knot. And if I ever do any live commentary, I'll be sure to wear the top knot. Along with that, since it is my own baby and an homage to a friend of mine, I want to make sure that I keep the standards high. So in light of that, I encourage anyone who has any issues or problems, questions, concerns, whatever, hit me up. I do plan to check any messages, read the comments, and respond as I can, as I fail at shooting the barrel there. I may look in the future to get some affiliates. I do have a friend who runs a sports radio show. Oh, cutscene. Be back in a second.
Rise, guardsmen. You've saved yourselves. We thought you dead.
We would be, my lord, if not for the lieutenant.
Where will we find this lieutenant?
At the front lines. Follow the trench network to the lieutenant's command bunker.
Carry on, guardsmen. We rendezvous with Sedonis, then we find this lieutenant. We need updated intel on the gun battery.
Alright, so now we have a new mission here in the game. Carrying on from where I was, like I said, I do have a friend who runs a webcasted sports radio show, so I'm thinking I might try and work out some kind of deal there. Or maybe get him on to do some co-ops, or maybe some gameplay since he's big into the football. Maybe we'll hook up some Madden 12 and run a couple games, see what we get. Other than that, you know, I just kind of keep an ear to the ground to see what's going on. If you want to find out more or keep up to date with what's going on with the Top Knot Productions and my gameplays or multiplayers, I do have a Twitter account set up, and it's linked on the side of my channel, and Facebook will be coming soon. Haven't really had time with all the editing and all that fun stuff for this channel. The first episode I gave a little brief introduction to this game as I try and climb a wall that's unclimbable. But I wanted to tell you more about it. Just a heads up, this will not really be a full review as I haven't finished the game just yet. I'm about halfway through it, but it's enough to give you an impressions and not ruin anything. I'll try not to give any spoilers as I talk about it. The story we've known so far is Titus and his troop of Marines, and we're about to pick up the third one here. Leandros and I forgot the old man's name. Here's a cutscene, maybe we'll find out.
Sergeant, I see you found something to keep you busy.
Worry not, Captain. I've saved some orcs for you. The orcs have got that gun well defended, no mistake. But typical orc behavior would be to dismantle or destroy the gun.
And certainly not use it to keep our forces at bay. There's a strategy behind it. Their leader is no fool.
This day is getting interesting.
Alright.
I may have encountered the orcs.
So, from that little story we find out that the orcs are acting a little bit weird.
If the Horde
They're
hasn't
not
turned
following their
themselves
typical
this time,
patterns as I pick up a chainsword, and was quite happy about that. Story-wise, we just picked up the third member of our squad and got a little trophy for that. Hooray trophies, useless things. We pick up that third member and we've completed our troop. Now the objectives turn back into finding out why the orcs are here, why they're on this Forge world, what's going on. We need to secure that Titan and find out what's up. So that's where the story is heading at this particular moment. Otherwise, it's a very interesting story. I don't have a huge history with Space Marines or the Warhammer series, but I've enjoyed it so far. I am curious though, if you watch the cutscenes, the Space Marines do have 2 metallic dots above their left eye, I believe it is. What is that about? If you know, let me know in the comments. See what's up with that. I'm curious because there were some non-orc looking foes in the trailer, so I haven't run into what that's about yet. But we'll see, and I'm sure that you keep up with the gameplay, we'll find out together. As far as the voice acting, everything's very good. I didn't notice any voice actors that I recognized, but I haven't really been paying attention to name stuff like that lately. There is quite a wide range, and nobody has that Dark Knight raspy voice that kind of annoys a lot of people, so that's good. Animation style looks pretty good. It's fairly realistic for what a little more than I was expecting. And it does kind of... A lot of the characters seem to, I guess, be palette swaps, which is okay, because, you know, you're making essentially what comes down to the quote-unquote God of War style button masher with a little more dynamic in it because of the projectile guns and such. But everything else has been pretty smooth. There are a few clipping issues with the executions after you stun someone, that you can kind of put them through a wall and then perform the execution. But, you know, that's to do with the animation. That's not really a whole lot you can do on that. Other than that, everything seems to be going pretty well with the game. I'm about halfway through. Got a little cutscene. There's an introduction of a new enemy there. I believe it's a squib, and they explode, dynamite attached to them. So a little kamikaze character, but that's fine. Nothing we can't deal with. Trying to shoot out these guys shooting at me. Not doing too hot, but you know, it takes time to get used to the controls. The other facet of this game would be the multiplayer, which for a game not designed to have multiplayer isn't really too bad. However, there are some issues. There is a little bit of a weapon balance problem. Once you get you do rank up over playing games. There's challenges to get you experience, stuff like that. Once you get to a level 18 in the game, which would be quite an investment, you get the Thunder Mace, or the Death Maul, I believe are the 2 names for it, which is essentially a one-hit kill. A little broken, however they balance that with it being extremely slow to use, so if you play smart you can get in and out and melee those guys using the Death Maul, so it's not too bad. I believe there's a total of 5 maps, but the terrain in those maps is diverse enough for it not to be an issue, but you know, I would like to see more maps for it. It's interesting. But for that to happen, they would have to fix issues with the netcode and the matchmaking. The few times post-launch day that I've tried to get in and do a decent session for multiplayer, it's taken anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes to get a match. And that's plain unacceptable. Or I can go and play Black Ops or Modern Warfare and get a match in a matter of seconds. Not really encouraging there, but again, a game not designed to have multiplayer, so I'm trying not to hate on it too much. Once you do get in a match, there can be a bit of lag issues, however not too terrible. I've only seen maybe 2 instances where there's been someone lagging so bad that I could not attack them properly. Over probably 6 hours of online play I've put in. That's not terrible. other than that, there's the level progression seems to go pretty slow. You have to focus on challenges to get those big chunks of XP. Killing people doesn't net you a whole lot, unfortunately. They do give increased XP bonuses for the more kills in a row you have, so those kill streaks can net you quite high. There was one time where I think it was a 7 kill streak and I ended up with like 1600 points of experience. Normal game, not having a large kill streak, you end up with a couple hundred, 200 or 300. So you can see how that definitely adds up. There's definitely a lot of strategy with the multiplayer, because once you've selected a class, you essentially have to pick and choose your situation. If you run a melee class like I do most of the times, you have the jetpack to your advantage. However, you're fairly squishy because of it, as this choppa comes down. As a note, I kind of generally avoid melee fighting the choppas because they do so much damage, and they're pretty slow, so I can shoot at them, do a little roll as you're seeing now. It's not a big deal. And go up for the gruesome kill, as I fail at the camera. Until then. And that helpful combo that didn't appear till the end, so that's great. Multiplayer, it takes a bit of strategy, so it's not a big deal. There would be that in any multiplayer game where you're any person versus person situation. You need to outthink your opponent, not just outplay, but outthink. There are definite advantages to traveling in a group. I'll say that right off the bat. If you can get a couple of the classes traveling together, then you're going to be at a definite advantage, because there's a heavy weapons and an assault, and those are gonna be the ones you're gonna see traveling together the most. There's no particular healing setup, but other than that, it's pretty standard. You have your melee, your assault, which is your standard weapons, and your heavy weapons. You get to work it out from there. But this wraps up this episode. I'll see you guys next time. This has been a Top Down production. My name is Shreds. Thanks for watching.